What's up, everyone, and welcome to episode 300 of the RRBG podcast. 300 is a lot of episodes. It's a huge milestone for us, and I'm very grateful that everyone's been tuning in and watching all the episodes over the years. So I figured, why not go back all the way to episode 1 and bring back Adam D. from Killswitch Engage. We met up in Oceanside at Stone Brewing, and we talked about brand new Serpentine Dominion music with George from Cannibal Corpse. We talked about the new Killswitch album. We talked about Times of Grace. We talked a lot about beer. We talked about what Adam likes to do in his off time. It was a really, really great conversation and a whole lot of fun for me, so I hope you guys enjoy it. Please make sure to follow all of his projects at Killswitch Engage, at Times of Grace, and at Serpentine Dominion on all the socials to stay on top of the new music when it drops. Please make sure to like, share, and subscribe to our channel here on YouTube down there. Click the little bell so you can get notifications when we put out new episodes. Check out our Patreon page. Go to patreon.com/RRBG to support the podcast. And I want to thank all of you for supporting and watching and listening over the last 6 years plus of this podcast. Really did not think it would get to this point. I figured we would be done after episode 5. So I really appreciate all your support. And here's to another 300 episodes. Cheers. I do feel weird in this chair.
Right? It's like, are we on vacation or are we too old to be sitting in these chairs?
I think we're too old.
A lot of effort to get out of it.
Yeah. We're too old. I'm too fat and old.
I feel the fat thing. I've been ripping on some holiday treats lately.
How long have you been off the road?
We finished Lamb of God in October. Yeah.
So a couple months.
Yep.
And how long till you get back out?
We're doing a quick 3-day holiday run.
Oh, that's right. You're doing a Christmas party thing up north, right?
Yep. Which is a lot of fun.
Nice.
And that's like the whole area is like our hometown kind of vibe. Right. So it feels like all the shows up there just have a special meaning to us every time we play up there. So yeah, Massachusetts, New York, it's Jersey. It's like home for Killswitch. So
I mean, Jesse still lives up there.
Jesse is in New York
Woodstock,
State.
Right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Is everybody? Well, I know J-Fo's in Florida.
Yep. With all the crazy old people. Yeah.
He's ready for retirement. Yeah. Who else? Is there anybody else up there?
Joel is still in Western Mass, and Mike is still in Eastern Mass.
All right.
Yep, there are still two tried and true mass holes. Sorry, alot, Massachusetts. Your winters are too much for me. You got to admit though, if you're from Massachusetts, you have to admit when January comes around, don't you get kind of tired of it?
Dude.
It's just I'm so sick and tired. But like mid-January, so like the holidays are over, so the appeal and the prettiness of snow is worn off. The wind chills are there. And it's just the snow isn't even pretty anymore. It's just brown,
yellow, black,
right?
In certain areas.
And you never see the sun. It's usually just gray. You don't see blue sky until maybe like May. And then the snow, the weather just turns to mud in like March and April.
Yeah.
So it's like I think June is like the most perfect month in Massachusetts, and then of course September and October.
Yeah, I was gonna say September
so
for
you
me.
Got 3 months out of the year, it's like the most beautiful weather ever. But other than that, it's like you can't beat California. Guys, come on.
Yeah, I mean, like we're freezing right now, and it's like 58 or something, or 50.
No, it's not. It's like in the 60s.
I'm like asking the bartender for like, do you have any hot drinks back there? Because I'm cold. She's like, okay. Yeah. I mean, I'm from Jersey originally. And I went through the 92 blizzard, 91 blizzard. I forget what year it was.
There's a lot of blizzard.
6 feet of snow that we got in Jersey. And I mean, I never want to go back there. Not to live anyway. I think the furthest I'd go would be like Virginia.
Yeah.
Because we still get snow, but it's not year-round craziness,
right. Virginia's lovely.
Yeah, I like Virginia.
And Richmond, what a beer city, right?
Yeah, good beer city. Yep. Got a bunch of friends there. Whitty's out there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think that's my next spot after California, but it's still going to be a few more years here of podcasting. Speaking of, welcome everyone to the RRBG podcast. This is the special 300th episode. We are sitting here in the lovely Stone Brewing brew pub in Oceanside, enjoying the weather. Beautiful blue skies. I think there's not a cloud in the sky. I can't really tell.
I can't see one.
Yeah, I can't really tell because we're surrounded by trees, which is really nice too. Really good. And my guest, the number one guest, my first guest ever, and also number 100, right? This is your third time.
I believe so, yeah. I believe so.
Mr. Adam D.
So wait a minute. Who was 200? Do you remember?
Corpsey.
No way.
Yeah. Corpsey was 200.
200.
I wanted you, and then I got offered Corpsey, and I'm like, well.
Yeah, I've already been on.
He's been on, yeah. So, yeah, it was great. Adam D. What's the Adam short for?
Bomb. I don't know.
Adamith.
Right.
I don't know.
Wait, hold on. Back to Corpsey. Did he talk about World of Warcraft at all?
So we got to it like near the end of the podcast,
right,
and he's like, "Bro, you should have said something. We would have talked about it for hours." I'm like, "Maybe we'll do another one."
Yeah. Because you're a gamer, and obviously he's a gamer. So
he had the in his background, he had the Thanos Infinity Gauntlet thing.
Yep, right.
So we talked about that for way too long. I'm sure fans were like, "What? Why are we talking about entrails from a virgin's cunt or something?"
Corpsey's actually a lovely guy. All those guys in the band are lovely. They're not all about.
Oh, I know.
Well, Corpsey's all normal human beings.
Corpsey's famous for being like extra nice. Like he's gone viral with his teddy bear collecting in Target and stuff like that.
He's I don't like. Obviously, he's gifted with like one of the greatest death metal voices of all time, if not the greatest death metal voice of all time. And then his other talent is winning at the claw machine in Target or Walmart. Like, everybody knows the claw machine and how stupid it is. Like, you put a quarter in, and then you stir the thing. You steer the thing around, and then you're like, "Oh, I think it's right on top of the thing," and it comes and it misses everything, and you're like, "Oh, cool."
Sometimes some of them they don't even close; it just goes in and it comes back out. You're like, "Fuck."
But he just knows. He's got this
he's got the trick.
Gift. He's got two gifts. Those are
two gifts. Crazy. Well, I'd say 3. That neck of his is a gift too. I think.
I guess. Yeah. Depends on who you ask.
Yeah, depends on T-shirt manufacturers. Like, we can't make a neck.
I love you, Corpsey.
Yeah, he's the best. He's the best. I got to get him back on eventually. But speaking of that, let's just go ahead and I want to ask you, Serpentine Dominion. What's
funny you ask? We didn't even talk about this, guys. I've been writing for Serpentine Dominion.
Fuck yes.
Because it just kind of came out of nowhere over the Lamb of God tour. Like a bunch of people kept coming up to me and be like, "So what's going on with you ever gonna do another record with George?" And I'm like, I don't really think the first one was really received that well or anybody cared. And then people kept asking, and I'm like, all right. So then I'm hanging out with Slagle, the owner of Metal Blade Records, and I asked him, I'm like, "Hey man, like, is it worth it for me to maybe pursue doing another record with George?" And he's like, "Dude, I loved putting out that record. That's a sleeper record. A lot of people love that record. I
love that record, man. Hell yeah.
You really should put out another record." So I came home and I started writing music, and I think I'm 5 songs deep now.
Fuck yeah.
I'm getting there. I've really made some headway, and
that's good.
Dude, it's fun to write for that project for me.
Yeah.
It is so much fun because it's just I'm playing down tuned, drop G on a 7-string, and it's just like, so I could play like the stupidest riff and it just sounds crushing. So I'm like, I'm having a blast writing already. So, and just being able to write music for Corpse Grinder is like an honor for me because, like I mentioned earlier, like he's got to be the greatest voice in death metal,
Yeah. It's funny, when I was talking to him, he was saying that he doesn't really care about lyrics much either. Like, it's more just...
Yeah, he doesn't write lyrics, which is another challenge we came up when we walked into the last record. So, I'm going to have to start talking to some people about writing for us. So, outsourcing some lyrics.
I mean, no Jesse again this time?
I don't. Jesse's got his plate full. Not to segue, but Killswitch Engage is also working on some new material right now. So
we'll talk about that.
Yeah. So he's got his hands full. I don't want to burden Jesse with any more, lyric writing than he needs to be burdened with right now. So.
Huh. Well, that's fun. I mean, so when you're trying to come up, like, you know, when you're sitting down, you're like, all right, I need to write for Serpentine. How do you differentiate between riffs that could be Killswitch riffs, especially since you're kind of in the middle of the new Killswitch? How do you make that difference?
One riff is going to be really fast and in drop G, and one riff is going to be fast.
Just fast, not
but in drop C. Yeah, and obviously I guess you could say there's a little bit more melody in Killswitch, but I don't know. Like, if you're really like,
do you go in like, I'm going to write for Serpentine, or do you just write a riff and then go, that's a Killswitch riff?
Yeah, there's definitely been moments where I just write, and then when the song's done, I'm like, that's not a Killswitch song. You know, I've just been writing all kinds of music in my free time, just trying to keep busy. You know, I feel like if I sit around too long, I'm my own worst enemy, and I go crazy and all that.
Which kind of happened during the pandemic.
Exactly,
a little bit.
exactly. So keeping busy with just writing. I've got a lot of music, so yeah. So I don't know. I think the song usually just writes itself, and then you just know at the end of it, it's like, all right, this song should go to this song should go to that, or even like this song should go to a different project, you know, at some other point. So.
Is there anything in particular for you that when you hear it, you go, that's Killswitch? Is there like a certain progression of chords? Is there like maybe a breakdown and verse, you know, the way those transition into each other? Like, is there anything in particular?
We have like the definite like song formula that we've been kind of known for. So, you know, intro, verse, chorus, bridge, chorus, done. That's pretty much like 75% of our songs. But like this time, we wrote all together the stuff that we're working on now. We've been getting together and writing together instead of sending ideas to each other over the internet. Just to get some new fire, new sounds, and, you know, like, just do it differently this time. And I feel like the stuff does sound a little bit different because of it. So
that's good, man.
Yeah. I really feel like that it was just such an important thing for us to write together again. You know, I feel like when bands, you know, do a thing where like they live, you know, far apart from each other and they just send demos to each other or approve or whatever, you can get so disassociated with your own material. You know what I mean? Like, you don't really feel like you were a part of the process. You know, so it's great when like somebody's playing the riff and you're like, well, I'm actually feeling this drum groove, or somebody's, you know, bass players like, oh, what if I'm going to play some inversions over this part, you know, because I'm feeling that instead. And it's just, it adds another element, and obviously it adds a bit more personality of the individual musician, and, you know, so.
Yeah, it's, you know, even with technology advancing, like I've talked to, I forget who I spoke to, but somebody was telling me that everybody's in a different state, and they have a program where they all get on live and they can hear the songs, and then they could give notes live. But it's like, even with all of that, it's not the same as being in the same room.
Body language is a big thing, believe it or not, when you're writing. When somebody's playing something, you can feel the room come alive when somebody's on it, and you're like, oh, that's a cool idea. Like, you just see everybody perk up, and it's like, okay, let's work on that. You know? Yeah,
man. They feel the vibration of the like the bass amp like right next to you. You know, like, oh fuck, all right, that's the vibe. You know, yeah. It'll never. I don't think, even if they keep going like VR, I don't think you'll ever get to that same point as being in the same room. You know.
The human connection should not be a lost thing.
No, man. You know, both of us hate a lot of people. You know what I mean? Hate being around too many people, but it's still super important, man. Especially when writing music, for sure.
Yeah. And the human connection is also important. Yes.
Yeah. So you're not writing any Times of Grace?
In and out, actually. In and out. We just put that record out a little while ago. So yeah, that's a weird project for us because, you know, obviously we'd like to spend more time with it, but it like, once again, it doesn't seem like everything's falling into place demand wise, and I feel like we've already thought about setting up a tour, and financially it didn't really make sense. I was like, yeah. So it's we'd love to get out there and do more with that project. So hopefully we'll get out there one day. You know, maybe some larger band needs to maybe give us a tour offer.
Oh, there you go.
That would be nice.
So you've never toured Times of Grace?
No, we have.
Okay.
We've done a U.S. tour and a European tour. Yeah.
Okay. And I mean, how were those? Like, was it the crowds were as big as like what you would say a Killswitch show? Or
no, God, no. Oh my God, like a third maybe.
Oh,
maybe a quarter even. But the shows were still good and they were different. You know, it was such a cool like experience to be able to play music like that, like where there's more dynamics and moments in the song where like the you can hear the crowd, like the band is quiet as hell. We're playing like some real chill, so like you can hear a pin drop in the audience. You know what I mean? It's a different experience, and it was a lot of fun to do those tours. I'd love to do another one. Yeah.
Well, hopefully, like you said, hopefully a big band. If you're watching, any of you in big bands, probably not watching right now, but if you are watching, Times of Grace.
Hey,
what are you doing?
We need help. Help
what are you
us. But until then, I'll just continue making music. It's the creation that I love. Yeah.
And then you got with the 3 projects, you've got a lot of the spectrum taken care of. You've got the melodic kind of maybe some even acoustic-y songs from Times of Grace, all the way to the Serpentine, crazy heavy, fast, crazy grind.
Yeah.
And then you got Killswitch, like I would say, kind of in the middle of that
Right.
too. So, I mean, is there anything else you would want to do that doesn't fall in that spectrum, like
Maybe
Radiohead?
maybe some alt country. I'd love that. Hell yeah.
What's alt country? Please
I don't
educate me.
know. Like I've always loved Wilco.
Okay,
I've always loved. I was a huge Ryan Adams fan until I heard that he was a dick. So, yeah, I've been listening to some more bluegrass. I enjoy that shit.
Bluegrass.
I have a mandolin now, and it's I fuck around on it, and it's challenging because it's tuned in fifths instead of fourths. So it's a bit odd, but it's fun as long as you get a chord shape and structure set up in your head.
Have you been playing with like a banjo at all? Like, do you know how to play a banjo?
I've never played a banjo, and that's tuned even weirder because I think there's a drone string up top. Am I right?
Yeah, I don't know.
I think there's a
don't know enough
drone
about
G, and
bluegrass.
then the I don't know what the other 3 strings are tuned to. I don't know.
It'd be good to get you and what's his name, John 5. He does a lot of banjo chicken picking.
Yeah, he's insane.
Yeah,
He's just unworldly, man. He's
do a
talented
G3, but of banjo. Bluegrass. G3.
I would have to practice a lot to get even close to John 5's skills.
Is there is that a thing? Like, I know we have the G3, the 3, fucking noodly guitar players of the year. Yeah. Is there that for like a banjo or some?
I wouldn't know.
No,
I wouldn't know. But I'd love to go watch that. That would be fun.
Yeah, it'd be fun. I think Steve Martin. Get Steve Martin in there too.
Yeah.
That guy's a beast. Do you care about G3 shit like that, like Steve Vai and Petrucci? You're a guitar player, so I figured.
Yeah, you know what? I don't really nerd out on the crazy like stupid like super nerd like we're gonna like do like intermodal chord changes and blah 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 and explore all these different chord structures. I'm like, I'd rather listen to jazz. Like, it's just I don't know. I've always been like a rock and roll guy. Like
you're not really known to be like one of those guitarists that's the shredder, but I have seen dudes run up to you like and do the finger thing whenever you're doing a solo. You know what I mean?
Yes,
so,
I'm definitely not the nerd. I'm more so like the just hang out and drink beer and play guitar. And yeah.
Is there what's the nerdiest thing you think?
Like if I could play like anyone, I'd want to play like Eddie Van Halen or Zakk Wylde, or like just like balls and you listen to those are the kind of guitar players where you hear and you're like, I know exactly who's playing right now. You know what I mean? Like there's such personality in what they're doing.
Yeah.
You're just like, holy crap, I know exactly who's playing that. Yeah.
That's important to me. I think it's more important than talent. Like I've never, I do listen to some prog metal stuff, and I do get enticed by the overly complicated stuff just because, like, I'm a person that likes extremes, and that goes to anything. Like beer, give me the craziest beer you got. I want to try it. Movies, how extreme can it get? Same thing with music. Like, I can appreciate insane talent, but at the end of the day, I want more soul to it.
Of course.
You know what I mean? Like, and I feel like certain bands, like Dream Theater, I'm going to call them out, insanely talented, all of them, but I don't connect with any of their songs.
Right.
I don't know why. It just doesn't really, it just seems like a talent show.
Yeah.
Like, let's see who can play more and faster.
Yeah. Yes. And yeah. There's a lot of bands like that nowadays, where it's, I don't know. I want to hear breakdowns. I don't want to hear blast beats. Make it brutal, man.
When's the last time you moshed?
I can't do that anymore. Are you kidding me? I need knee surgery. I got a torn tendon in my foot. Look at me, man. Like, I go on stage, I'm like covered in like braces and straps, and I'm all like,
but you still go, man. You still, like, it blows my mind when I see you, dude.
I'm trying.
What was it? It was a Lamb of God show, and I was just staring at him like, I know his knees hurt.
Yeah.
I know
it's mostly this one. This is the one with the brace on it all the time.
And you're just jumping and bouncing and running around. I'm like, fuck, I can't even do half of that with even with a brace on.
It's just like, I'm still get into that old,
the adrenaline.
Yeah, the attitude of like, we're here to party together. Let's hang out and have a good time. And I see people enjoying themselves, and it just fires me up. I'm like, my God, that's the only reason I still play shows. I love playing shows. Is like, you get out and you see people having a good time to the music that you're making, and it's just like it's the greatest compliment somebody could give us, So, like, and it's just like, you're here to party, I'm here to party too. Let's have a great time together.
Yeah. I wanted to ask your thoughts, since it's like a hot button topic that everyone's talking about.
Uh-oh. Am I going to be sad that you asked me this question?
Yeah. What politician? No, I'm kidding. What are your thoughts on the Pantera thing?
I am a firm believer that, the two guys that are missing are two of the most crucial dudes. And, I think as long as it's done tastefully, with respect to, the two brothers, I feel like it's a good thing, because it can be seen as a celebration of their music, and I think that's good.
Yeah,
that's
like,
a great thing.
I'm for the whole celebrate the band, tribute, with the consent of the family, all that stuff. Mm-hmm. That's great. But when I heard somebody said something about like, oh, there's potential that they might write new music, I'm like, no.
Oh, I don't.
No,
I don't
you
know
do
about,
not do
I don't
that.
know about that.
You do not do that.
Yeah, you can't. Well, you can do it, but just don't call it Pantera.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. Like, and it's even a little bit worse now because Rex had to leave the tour because he got COVID. So it's really just Phil now.
Oh God,
it's Phil and the Illegals again, like all over.
Yeah,
again.
Right.
So no disrespect or anything. I'm not a hater. You just treat it like you said. Treat it with respect. Treat it as a tribute, celebration. But if you're calling it a reunion and you're going to write new music, I'm out. I'm out 100%.
I grew up with Pantera, and I've always thought Dimebag was one of the greatest guitar players in metal ever, and just had another one of those guys. You just hear him play, and you're like, "That's Dime."
Yeah.
You know exactly who's playing. Such personality, and it's just Pantera has just put that stamp on metal music so hard, and its importance is so tremendous. Like, you just make sure you do not disrespect that legacy, man. Don't do it, man. Don't do it. As long as it's done tastefully, do everything the right way. Yeah.
It's always been an interesting situation for me, because a lot of people like, why do you listen to Pantera? They're racist. I'm like, they're not. Like, maybe somehow, yes, they have said some unsavory things. Yes, Phil has done some unsavory things on stage.
I'll be honest. I stopped listening to Pantera for a while after the whole
white power
thing with Phil. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I don't agree with that. So I stopped listening to Pantera for a while.
So.
It's
hard to support it's like, I think it all boils down to that. Like, it's hard for me to support Phil in this endeavor of the reunion because of that.
Right.
If all of the guys were involved, then I'd be like, whatever, Phil kind of sucks, but the guys are here, yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I just can't wrap my head around it. And, you know, I grew up listening to Pantera too. One of the first metal records I had was Great Southern Trendkill.
Yeah.
Which I won. I won it at in New Jersey. There's a place called Seaside Heights. Have you ever been there?
No,
It's kind of like Coney Island, or like it's just a boardwalk with a bunch of fair rides and games and stuff.
Right.
And they had this thing where it's a roulette basically, and you bet where it's going to land. And I won, and one of the prizes was Great Southern Trendkill, and I was like, I'll do that. I've never even heard of the band at that point.
Dude, how pumped were you when you put on track 1?
I got home, it's like, I'm like, what the fuck is this? It's amazing. Yeah.
Yep.
It was my alarm clock for a while too. It's just, that's gonna wake you up.
Yeah.
There's no way you're oversleeping with that alarm. Oh man. But yeah, I don't know. I'm all, if this money is benefiting the family, the Abbott family, then cool. Fine. Whatever. But please don't write new music. Please don't. Or write music together and call it something else.
A different name. Yeah.
Call it Cowboys from Hell or whatever you want to do.
There you go.
Know? Give it a tribute name.
Yeah, every tribute band named Cowboys from Hell will be so mad. Or they'll be stoked to be like, yeah, we can still play under that name, right?
So let me ask you this. If you were to, in your older age, still be playing music and you wanted to do like a tribute band, who would that band be?
I am going to be in a tribute band for somebody else.
Yeah.
Killswitch Engage. I don't know. It's easy.
Be in your own tribute band.
Right. I don't know.
Like if somebody's like, hey, this band is going to do a tribute show. We need a guitarist and we want you. Who's that?
Oh, wow. That's a weird question. That's something I guess a Metallica one would be fun.
Metallica,
and easy.
yeah, there we
but
go.
It would only be like Black Album back. I don't want to play any of that.
Load.
Yeah, and I don't like Saint Anger. Sorry, guys.
Why not? You don't like
I didn't care for Saint Anger.
You don't like keg tone snare?
Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
More so the songwriting, frantic TikTok. What are you doing, dude? Why is your clock frantic, bro?
Oh boy.
Frantic TikTok, bro.
My lifestyle determines my destiny.
Well, those are true words.
Yeah,
but...
I gotta say though, I heard last night, and I love me some Dave Mustaine or whatever, but man, that new Megadeth song is bad.
I've heard a song on the new record. It shreds.
Well, it wasn't the one I fucking heard. Because good.
You don't remember the name?
No, there's a music video. There's a music video with it, but
and it's shredded. Like, God, I forgot the guy's name already. The guitar player. Dang it! I'm so stupid. Well, anyways, he shreds.
No, I think I heard the one you're talking about. It was relatively new.
Yeah.
This one is brand new, like 2 days old. And I put it on. I'm like, cool. Maybe it'll be just as sick as the last one. And no.
The drums sounded sick, at least, right?
The drums are clean and nice.
Dirk is amazing.
But the lyrics were bad. He's just like, you're a traitor and a deceiver, and I'm just like, man, what am I listening to? By the way, I want to give you a shout out. I just saw your hat.
Oh,
shout out to Brian Sow.
Yeah, Brian's sandwich restaurant.
Yes,
sandwich is bigger than my head, and I have a huge head.
I haven't been able to have one yet, dude. I've known Brian forever, and
he's a lovely chap.
Yeah, I've been like just drooling at all his social media posts about it. I had him on the show to talk about it, and I was like, "Can you just like next day me one with some dry ice or something?"
Like, seriously, dude, I'm a big guy, and I eat a lot of food when I sit down to eat, and I could only eat half of the sandwich.
Jeez,
it's huge.
Yeah, and they pull out the bread, like the bread part, and just more stuffing.
More stuff. Exactly. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah. And super sauce. Are you a saucy sandwich person, or do you like a more dry and clean cut?
It depends. It depends on what the sandwich is. I like them both. Sandwich is sandwich.
That's true.
I'm not really an au jus guy. If you want to talk about mushy bread, I don't want that. But sometimes if you got some sauces in there that you can make the ingredients pop, I guess. Yeah.
Well, you don't have a lot of facial hair either, but my issue with saucy sandwiches is this.
Yeah.
It's just everywhere, and then it smells like that forever.
Yep. Well, I did grow my beard out over COVID.
Yes, I remember that.
And I noticed how unpleasant eating and sleeping was.
Yeah, dude.
I didn't like either of those things with a beard.
It's not more unpleasant than what I look like without a beard, so it's worth it.
Do you
for
not
me.
have a jawline?
Oh, dude, I look like I don't even know. I do have a jawline, but I look like a round. It's all round, circular, and then what I did was
So you're a balloon.
Yeah,
A brown balloon.
and I left the stash, so I look like a pervert balloon. It was awful. Dude.
Oh, my favorite. Get the pervert balloon.
Yeah, bring the pervert balloon over. Oh my god. No, yeah. I'm and then Ariel also told me, my wife, by the way, for the watchers and
Does
listeners.
she hate you without a beard?
Yes.
Okay.
She says, if
See,
you do that.
my girl hates me with a beard.
Ah. No, yeah. My wife was like, if you do that again, we're gonna have to have a serious conversation. Because I did it, and I gave her a good reason. It was a fundraiser for child pediatric cancer research or something. So that's fine. That's a good reason to do it.
Yeah, of course.
But just on a whim, no, I'm stuck with facial hair forever.
Okay. Right.
And I'm also stuck with shaving my head forever because my head stopped growing hair.
I was about to say, at least this still grows.
Yeah.
So it'll all work out then. I know
Terrible.
I'll get there at some point, man. My widow peak just keeps creeping up and up and up.
You think so? You think you go?
Yeah, I can
full
always
ball?
do the mohawk. This is like the second to last final haircut, always. You know.
See, that's weird because like for me, it's like a C shape where like
Yeah,
this
everyone's
is
got
missing.
the different shape. You got the C shape up here, or you got the bald spot back here, or you just got the big old Caesar. You know.
So
Like
for
the-
you, it's just the
I just
the
I've
sides,
just got like
right?
it's just like my dad too, like just the sides of the hairline, just like creeping up. But yeah, I can do the mohawk.
Okay.
That's all I got.
Hey, as long as you can keep doing
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
I tried to do that. I let my hair grow out for a while and just see like, let me see what's left. There's like 4 hairs right here, and then the rest got really nice and bushy. But like right up here was just
Dude.
the saddest thing.
Dude, J-Fo, our drummer, let his hair grow out during the pandemic.
Oh,
and
no.
He sent me a photo of it, and oh my god, it's pretty gnarly. It's just
Sides.
it's just so funny when you see somebody that you know so well, and they shave their head all the time. They're always bald because they're aware they gotta, give up on the hairline, and when they do grow it out and you see them, you're just like, whoa. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Who cares if you got a bad hairline? Just fucking
Yeah, man.
do
Some
what
people
makes you happy.
It works for some people. I mean, it becomes part of their identity when
Yeah.
you let it rock out, like like a Louis C.K. type. I mean, obviously he's got other things that make him look bad, but it just becomes part of your thing, I guess, your gimmick. You want to pause for another beer?
Is that okay?
Yes, let us pause.
Are we okay to pause? And we just peed, not together.
Together, I held it. It was
It was disappointing.
disappointing. I was hoping for malty beers we were talking about.
Yeah.
One that starts hoppy but ends malty, and to me is still a perfect IPA is 120 minute from Dogfish Head.
Oh, I haven't drank their beer in forever.
Same, by the way.
I should go back because I got so anti-East Coast, old school East Coast IPA, just because of how fresh and like face punchy the West Coast thing was, and it just felt clean, and you know what I mean. Like I just fell in love with that beer style so much. I kind of gave up on a lot of the East Coast IPA styles.
I got hooked on the East Coast for a while with that Alchemist brand.
Well, they're
the heady topper, and
they're kind of a tip towards the West Coast, though, don't you think?
Yeah. They I wouldn't say they trademarked or whatever, but they had their hand on that specific yeast strain. I forget what it was called. It was like Timothy Taylor or something like that. I mean, we're getting real nerdy with beer.
The yeast thing is where it gets real nerdy, guys. Like, real nerdy. Like there are house yeasts that each brewery has that you can have like the most bastardized yeast strain ever. Like that you can crossbreed things. It's almost like it's like a flower. You can crossbreed flowers and things like that. So it's like they'll never be an end of yeast strains. They keep experimenting and creating new yeast strains. Like, and each yeast, impairs like a different element of flavor within. Like, think about, you can taste the difference. Even like somebody who doesn't really drink beer can taste the yeast in, say, a Belgian versus like a pale ale, like a West Coast pale ale. Like, if you go there, like, you can, like, one's like extremely fruity and, there's like crazy, just like banana-y, and the other one's just clean and like not even there almost. You know what I mean? Like, just, that's what I mean. Like, you can have two completely different spectrums, and there's just endless possibilities with yeasts. And
hops too. People keep coming up with new hop crossover brands, and I mean, that's really what got me into beer in the first place. Is I started with wine. I didn't really ever like beer. Because when I was like 12, my dad gave me a Heineken, and I hated it. Like, this tastes like poison.
Well, because it's Heineken.
Well, yeah, but I didn't know any better at the time. I was just like, oh, beer sucks.
Yeah.
And then as I got, when I got in a band, I started drinking more like shitty, King Cobra and Oldie or whatever you can get your hands on.
Hey, man, everybody had their 40 days. When we did Daylight Dies, Joel and I made sure we put it out. We were like, while we record this record, we're going to drink 40 40s. And we did it. I think we actually hit 52.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So we didn't each drink 40 40s. We split them. So.
Oh, that's less impressive.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
But, whilst tracking the record.
Yeah, and that's like when you're supposed to be the most on point.
Yep.
Because that's being recorded for the rest of time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Shows you our dedication. Also, this again, Joel and I, we're not the most talented guitar duo in metal, but we are the drunkest guitar duo in metal. Los hermanos borrachos.
Yes, man. Hell yeah. I mean, that's why I think, we're kindred spirits, I think. Just there's so much fun in music and beer together.
Sure.
It's so, like, who goes to a show sober and just stands, like a metal show? I mean, if you're watching jazz or something like that, I get it. But even then, get some wine or something.
Sure, right?
I mean, get a little toasty with your music. I don't know. Talking about beer, I mean, I was telling you, like, I started with wine because I didn't know much better, and you talk to sommeliers and they're like, oh, but there's so many intricacies in what region the grapes come from.
You want to go there right now?
No, I mean, there is.
My girl drinks a lot of wine, and she's been trying to get me into it. I don't care about wine. I still don't.
It's grape juice.
It just, I don't know why it doesn't scratch any itches. It just tastes old to me, But
I mean, technically is, right?
I can notice a difference between a good, like, she's a Cab Sauv girl, and she loves Napa, like Central Coast cabs, and there is something about the earth there. I'm telling you, like, it's the dirt and the temperature. I feel like, and obviously the rainfall. I guess, does that really make a difference? I must, right? The fog and the
absolutely.
I feel like when you stress the grape, you get such a different flavor, with like crazy weather changes and stuff like that.
And I'm assuming if we want to get scientific about it, I'm assuming the water on that side affects, when it rains on the dirt, it affects the dirt, which then affects the plant. Because with beer, I mean, that's a big deal. And a lot of people don't even think about that. Like, water is 90% of beer, basically.
Right.
And if you don't have good water, your beer tastes like shit.
Right.
A lot of people don't even think about that.
Hey, people go so far now where you have to add things to your water to make it,
I mean, some places have to do that because their fucking water sucks.
Right.
but yeah, I mean, like, for me, Florida, Tampa water, dude, Cigar City beers, I could pull them out of a lineup.
Filter it though.
Yeah, they filter it, but there's something about the nutrients, I guess, or minerals that are in that water. There's something about Tampa water that I can always identify a Tampa beer, not just Cigar City, but like Angry Chair, or what's the other place? Dunedin is kind of close by, but any brewery
y'all got a lot of limestone down there. So,
yeah,
kind of like the UK. They lots of limestone in the water. It's actually isn't Florida the sinkhole capital of America?
Is it? I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
I think it is, because it's made of limestone, so there's just sinkholes everywhere.
I would not be surprised. I have seen some sinkholes for sure.
But But yeah, obviously, like limestone's a tremendous flavor, pH difference.
Yeah,
you know,
that's the thing. Like, if your water has a good pH balance at the source, then you don't have to treat it. Your beer is going to taste different than if you were to get some water from, whatever, New York, and treat it. Like, there's still that layer of treatment that's going to change everything. I don't know.
Most breweries do the reverse osmosis thing and get rid of everything and then just add the things they want back in it, though.
Yeah.
It's the only way to have complete quality control no matter what. It really is. It's
then don't say most breweries. Most successful breweries.
Yeah.
Most craft breweries
just
don't give
up the tap water.
They don't
make
give
it
a shit. Yeah. Dude, there was a brewery in Miami. My buddies in Wynwood. They made a milk stout with breast milk.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, human
breast milk. Yeah, my buddy's wife donated
cow
her.
breast milk is fine, but I guess
human breast milk.
That's really funny.
It was
human breast milk stout.
Was it Stone that did the yeast, the beard beer?
I don't know.
No, it was Rogue.
I'm still in awe at the human breast
milk stout. Really good.
Holy
no,
shit.
It was Rogue Brewing.
Which brewery did that?
Wynwood Brewing in Miami. Shout out.
I'm gonna go look that up on the internet when we're done.
And then
that's really funny.
Yeah, dude. And Rogue did a beard beer with the yeast that they accumulated from the beard of the brewer.
Oh,
and they used. Man. I'm like, that's fucking gross, dude. And they sold it as such. Like, the bottle had the dude's face, and it said beard beer.
It's not a top seller, is it?
Oh. No, it was a limited release.
Okay.
It was.
Oh man, you just murdered me with human breast milk stout. That actually could be a.
Hey, you never know.
That's gonna be a working title for one of my songs. If that's all right.
Human breast milk stout.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, it's so okay, since you know a little bit of wine, there is a lot of depth into wine, obviously, but
yeah, it's just like beer. It can
but beer do you think beer has more depth?
As much because of all of the yeast and hop strains you were talking about. Yeah,
grains. I feel there's too many other elements that go into it.
It's just fun, if you're really a beer nerd like you and I, it's just fun. Like, you go to a new brewery and you're like, hey, we tried this and this and this. Check it out. It's like, and to see if you can actually taste those things, if you're actually, as much of a beer drinkers as we are, we've had experience trying things and like we can taste certain things. So it's fun. It's like, oh, I get that. Or like, I can't get that at all. I'm lost. Help. So I enjoy that.
Are you doing home brewing at all?
I haven't done it in forever. I've been meaning to, but I'm so back and forth with things lately. It's like I never really have a good month at my house where I'm there to babysit. What I need to do is buy a no-brainer fermenter where I can just set it and forget it. Because I'm still like bathtub style, like checking my temperature gauge every day.
Are you doing the obviously the 5-gallon?
Yeah,
exactly.
So yeah, if that thing's creeping away from the 60s, I'm scared. So
yeah.
So,
do you think you will eventually build out like a small, tiny brewery for yourself?
I don't know.
Because I'm thinking of like future for you.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah,
that's the thing that sucks about it. People don't realize how much work it is to brew beer, and it's not even the making of the beer; it's the cleaning it's the cleaning during the process. You need to have such a sterile environment for your beer. Just because any little dirtiness can fuck up your beer, it really can.
Oh yeah, and it'll fuck up your whole process. Like, if there's a little bacteria that gets into your beer while you're canning, like the beer's done, you're canning it.
Like you nailed it. You made the best beer ever.
Yeah,
and you're canning it, and
a little flake falls into that, and just
you're
done. It's a sour beer, or it's all fucked up, and just. So, yeah, it's a lot of work, but I'm thinking, like, what happens when you can't do music anymore? What are you going to do?
I don't know. Maybe be a park ranger or something. I love being outside.
Yeah. I can't picture you in those little, like, fucking beige shorts.
Sure. And sounds great. I love it. Like
little green handkerchief like tied up around
the
the
neck. Sitting outside right now, it's beautiful.
Oh, this is great. Yeah,
Beautiful day. You know?
I love this, but I don't think I'd be a park ranger.
I don't know. Maybe I'd be like a campsite manager or something. I could pick up some people's shit, you know. So,
Okay.
I don't know. I have no idea.
You should open a brewery.
As of right now, I like making music, so
All right.
do that till I can't do it anymore, and then see where life takes me.
All right. I mean, do you feel? And this is probably an easy answer, but you're not like financially set with the success of Killswitch. You're not like
I am not. No, I cannot retire tomorrow. No
okay.
way.
What does it take? What do you think it's going to take for you to be able to retire? Like how?
I don't know. That's a good question. What does it take for anyone to retire nowadays?
Yeah, like how much money do you think you? I mean, you're. I don't want to. This is not an offense. You're kind of a simple kind of guy. You don't need a lot of shit. You're not a gamer.
This is true.
You're not a. You don't need a bunch of tech or fancy cars or any of that shit.
I should probably get a financial advisor because I have no idea what I'm doing. I don't know.
You need to invest some of that money.
I'm definitely not. I'm said I've done okay for myself, but I think the internet says I'm worth $7 million or something like that.
Ooh, look at you.
But that's not what I have. So what if someone could? I need a financial advisor to show me where my $7 million is.
Yeah, where is that?
If I had that, I'd be like, I'm done. I'm good, guys. I don't need anything else. I'm all set.
Is there a number for you to stop making music?
No.
Okay.
No, I'll keep music in my life until I can't anymore.
Okay. So there isn't like I have 100 million. I'm done.
Tell me you are the worst to stop making music, or my body will physically limit me to not making music ever again, and that's going to be one of those two things. Yeah. So. And
even then, I mean, you produce music, so you'd probably still like help people out with their music.
It's still fun for me. Yeah. It's just the creation process has always been the thing that I've always loved. So.
Okay. Now going back to a little bit of that, like, who are you working on? Anybody else's albums while you're doing all of this other stuff with Killswitch and Serpentine?
I just did a Texas band called Creeping Death.
I've heard of them.
They're pretty cool.
Yeah.
They're really, really
cool. Is that
cool.
a Metallica tribute band? No, I'm just kidding.
That's exactly what everybody says. They're like it was cool because they're like a throwback to like old school death metal. Like it's crazy. Like the drummer is telling me like, yeah, I grew up on Obituary, my dad's favorite band. I'm like, holy crap.
Nice.
I'm old. I am old, man.
Yeah.
That's your dad's favorite band, and now you're playing, and I'm like, oh. But it's so cool to see the young generation pick up on like, old school shit. It's rad. It's rad. I feel like there's that resurgence of that coming too, especially Texas. Weird, you know what I mean? Like of
the freest state in all the land.
Yeah, I guess so. Like think about fucking Power Trip. Like,
yeah.
Holy shit. Sick.
Yeah, they're sick for sure. I mean,
that was the biggest breath of fresh air for me because I fucking love thrash.
Yeah.
And like hearing shit like that, I'm like, fuck yes. Fuck yes. No more fucking like crabcore and like, dance tracks and you know what I mean? Like let's go back to fucking thrashing.
I don't want to ruin your day, but I did see I'm not a big TikToker or any of the, social things, but I did see someone sent me a recent video and a girl was doing something with food, but she was doing the instant mashed potatoes in a water bottle thing. But she had the fucking scene kid haircut, the bangs here with the long down. Okay. And I'm like, is it coming back? No, we need to stop that. Stop it now.
Haircuts are fine.
No, because that leads into the scene. That haircut means that there's a crabcore band coming back. That's what that means.
I guess. I don't know.
I don't want the scene kids coming back.
Thrash.
Yes.
Everyone play your instruments again.
Fast.
And good. Just play them good. Too.
Good and fast and hard.
Yes.
Bleed.
Breakdowns.
People don't like bleeding anymore. They're playing guitar.
I bleed all the time. I got a puppy.
Oh yeah, well that's different.
I got scratch marks.
Do you still bleed when you play like on your fingers and stuff, like if you're shredding?
No. Come on.
I don't know. I've seen it around. It's like a badge of honor to people.
You're playing incorrectly if you're bleeding. Jesus. Your fingers callous, you idiot. Your fingers callous. They don't bleed.
Not these fingers, but like these from like shredding in the with the strings.
Yeah,
and stuff.
if you're playing incorrectly, if you're picking with this portion of your finger, it means you're going to bleed. Your pick is right here. That's what you use.
So you do it like this, like a pen?
Yeah, that's just like that.
Okay.
That's it. Just little circular motions.
So you don't do the side angle, like from here?
Well, when you down pick, when you want to tuck,
Yeah.
when you want a smooth, but you do a little circular. But when you want that tuck, you got to turn the wrist a little bit. You know, so
Let's record that, clip it, and put it as a new song for Killswitch.
Yeah. You can tell we're drinking in this.
Yeah, dude.
It's awesome.
We're 40 minutes in. I'm starting to feel a buzz. This is my third beer.
Yeah.
And I had that super strong mold spice drink that they had.
Mold.
He
said mold, not mold.
Mold. It's a holiday season. We're getting drinky drink.
Yes.
Okay. So newer bands you mentioned Creeping Death you're working with.
Yep.
What other newer bands? I mean, your recent tour with Lamb of God had Spirit Box as part of it. Yep. Baroness was part of it. That was a weird thing, by the way, but that like there was like a week with new bands. Every other week, and that was cool though.
Well, it was neat for us. We got to see new bands all the time. And,
yeah,
it was cool. Baroness was fantastic. I love them. Spirit Box is very cool. They're like they have something really cool happening for them. They're going to be huge.
They're blew up overnight, pretty much.
What a rhythm section!
Yeah.
Watching them, I was most impressed with the drummer.
Okay.
That kid plays so in the pocket. It's incredible. And obviously, I'm tight with Josh, the bass player, As Lay Dying dude.
Yeah.
And he and him are just like awesome. Like it just sounded so tight.
Yeah, I was really like blown away by because I knew Courtney from her I Wrestled the Bear Once days.
Yep.
She was only there for one album, I think, but I
great
hit her.
Singer. She sounds great.
She's so good, and I hit her up. I'm like, hey, let's podcast, and she's like, oh, I'm starting a new band called Spirit Box, and I'm like, oh, cool. When are you gonna get your music on vinyl? And she was like, oh, we can't afford vinyl. It's too expensive, blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden, now they're on tour with Limp Bizkit and, like, fucking blown up everywhere. They're on every radio station, Sirius Radio, and all that. So
it's really hard to get a vinyl pressing plant to make your records on time nowadays.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Vinyl. Speaking of getting vinyl.
Some people have the connects, I've noticed, because, like, Mastodon, I ordered their newest album, and it took a year for me to get that vinyl. Mm-hmm. And then you look at like Ghost, and their new album is out on vinyl the day of because they fucking, I don't know.
Well, you realize that's just proper planning, I'm sure. Like, so whenever you make a record, like you extend the release date out like almost a year. That's how crazy it is now because like you want to have that exclusive for fans. If they are vinyl collectors, like you want to be able to come out, when the record comes out. So like people actually delay their release times. Just for vinyl,
just to get it on vinyl.
Yeah, which is crazy. Yeah.
Now you're someone that kind of has been. You've been in like the tippy top of the music in terms of metal. You were up there, musical soundtracks for movies, like Grammys, all of that.
I wouldn't call that tippy top.
I mean, how much higher does it get than Grammys and being in movies and all that stuff? Like, I mean, not personally.
I don't feel tippy top.
I mean, like not personal achievement wise, but just like in the zeitgeist of the world. You've been very popular.
We've been lucky. We've been extremely lucky, and I'm very grateful for how far we've been able to push this band. Absolutely. Yeah.
Well, I've had conversations with friends where they feel that there's like a group of like 3 or 4 people controlling what music is like at the top and who's going on these big massive tours and who's going to be played on Spotify and all that.
I feel like I don't get that vibe at all with our band. I feel like we've had this. I can't tell you enough how connected I feel to the people that come to our shows. It's such a wonderful feeling when you get out on stage and like our shows, when we have headline shows, like we know everyone's there obviously to see us, and it's like, but there's something about our fans. They just seem like people who genuinely are there to have a good time and listen to some music and just enjoy themselves. And when we do meet and greets, everybody's just so kind and so awesome, and they're real. You know, I don't feel like it's all controlled by a thing. I feel like we're just lucky enough to make a human connection with a certain populace of individuals, and you know, and it's reciprocated. We feel that love, and they hopefully feel the love from our music. You know,
for sure.
You know what I mean? It's
for sure.
So, I don't know. I don't believe in a conspiracy theory of people controlling music up top.
Like in your case, you've gotten, like you said, you have a really strong fan base, but so you don't think there's like somebody pulling strings to get certain bands up in like your algorithm of Spotify.
The Grammy
committees.
Sorry, I've been drinking. The Grammy committee is a group of people that have been elected into it, and we actually had the opportunity. Like, once you're nominated, you can actually join the Grammy committee
to like judge and stuff.
Exactly,
or vote or whatever.
You can vote.
Which
I didn't do.
Okay.
So like, those people get to vote on which bands, blah blah blah. So it's like, I don't know. That's how.
Yeah, the Grammy Awards definitely have a say in like who succeeds, because whoever's nominated is going to be getting played on the radio and whatnot. And
honestly, you know, metal's been an underground thing for a long time. So a lot of like mainstream, you know, people who are more mainstream, you know, mind frame set, or like, you know, not in touch with metal, like aren't gonna listen to like the newer up and coming bands, and they're just gonna like, oh, I know this band Iron Maiden, like, you know, they're cool, you know, like, yeah, of course everyone knows Iron. You should know Iron Maiden. So, you know, I know Metallica. You know, so I get it.
Do you think we'll ever get back to, because there was a point in time in the early 2000s where rock and metal was like the thing, and now it's more, you know, rap, country, whatever. But do you think we'll ever get back to that, to where like metal and rock are dominating everything like it used to be?
Who knows about dominating, but I never feel like metal's gonna die.
Well, no, I don't think it's gonna die, but I mean, just being on the, you know, it was everywhere. It was in all the movies. It was on all the radio stations and everything. And then all of a sudden, it just kind of, you know, like,
I don't know.
We're still in a day and age where we haven't had Metallica fucking do a halftime Super Bowl yet. So,
yeah, I guess you're right. They could, though.
They could and they should. I don't know what's happening.
I'm sure they've been asked.
I don't know, man. Well, why would they turn that down?
I guess, yeah. You're right.
You know, who would turn that shit down?
Oh, because it's like the craziest, like 15, 20 minutes of anybody's career.
Yeah.
What a mess.
I mean, I got to give, they did a
best halftime show, Katy Perry, because she had human sharks dancing.
That's true. That's true. By the way, shout out to Katy Perry. I don't listen to her music, but that one Dark Horse song is actually really good. I'll give her that. That one song is good. But the last Super Bowl was what? The Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, kind of like Compton.
Was that last one?
Yeah, I think so.
God, that feels like ages ago.
Yeah, the pandemic's kind of fucked with our time sense. But
I don't even know who I am anymore after those 3 years of madness. Whatever it was.
Dude,
who am I? Who are you?
I don't know.
Where are we?
Definitely don't know where I am or how I got here. But I feel like they did a really good tribute to West Coast rap music in that one.
Yeah.
We need to have one really good tribute to metal, like not just Metallica, just have Metallica, have Anthrax, you know, Megadeth, Iron Maiden. I don't know. You got to do something big to kind of give us some love.
Hey, I'd be all in for that.
Oh, fuck, man. Why do you think that's the thing? Like, there's no love like that for metal.
Like that. Metal's like the underground scary thing.
Keep it scary. Keep it mysterious.
Fuck everybody.
Yeah, I kind of feel that way about nerd culture, man. Like, I grew up as a nerd playing video games and comic books, and then I went to the LA Comic-Con here not too long ago, and there was so many fucking people, and it's just kind of annoying.
Yep.
Like, you've ruined the thing that I love. What? It's too popular now. Marvel, you've ruined it.
I was never a comic guy.
So aside from beer, music, and baseball,
sports,
just baseball, sports,
outdoors. I love nature. Yes, I love that. That's pretty much my life. Yeah.
Okay. Have you, and this is probably too deep of a question, have you envisioned how you go?
I think everybody does that.
Yeah. So what do you see? I mean, since you love nature, do you see yourself going like Irwin, like getting stung by a manta ray, or like eaten by a bear in the forest?
I'm thinking liver cirrhosis. It's that easy.
Yep, that's pretty. I should have figured that. Beer is the death of me.
Let's be honest here. Come on. Honesty's the best policy. Shit, that's got to be it. Beyond that, I don't get eaten by a bear.
Yeah, right. That's some weird.
I'm too big for. I scare off all the wildcats. I know it. All the cats here go after kids. You know?
I just feel like I'm not. I wouldn't be able to get, like, maybe I'm, obviously talking shit because I'm drunk, but if I were to be attacked by a bear, I just don't think it'd be the end of me. I would run or fight back, I'd kick it and fucking run and haul ass.
Bears are pretty quick, man. Bears are pretty quick. And they're very strong.
I see these videos of idiots like out there with like, oh my God, look, it's a bear, and then they die, and it's like, yeah,
fucking idiot.
Yeah, what are you doing? Run, hide.
Well,
do something else besides.
You're actually supposed to chill and lie down and play dead.
Play dead.
With a bear.
And they just sniff you and go away.
As soon as you run with either a cat or a bear, they see you as like, oh, you're dead.
Oh,
you're mine.
Yeah. They smell the fear.
Especially with a mountain cat here in Southern California. If you like show your authority, like, I am scarier than you. Like, that's why I don't think I'd ever have a problem with a cat, because I'm pretty big, and the cat would be like, if it sees me go, oh, like that, like, the cat's gonna be like, nope,
I'm out of here,
not fucking with that thing. So, yeah, like,
that makes sense.
It works most of the time. Most people just put their arms up and make as much noise as possible. The cat's gone. But that's what I mean. Like, cats normally go after children here, which is crazy. So watch your kids. If you're hiking, watch your kids.
Watch your kids. I ain't having no kids. Get out of here with that nonsense. Are you having kids?
I'm 45, man.
You're done?
I'm done. It's not happening.
You didn't freeze any sperm for a magical...
No. I can barely take care of myself. But I have 3 children, and they're doing fine. I don't need any more kids.
He means dogs, by the way, if you're asking. But I'm
pit
with
bulls
you, dude.
Adopt, and pit bulls are wonderful dogs.
Yes.
It's the trainer. It's the owner, not the dog. 100%.
Yep. 100% I agree with you. I've had pit bulls. They're the sweetest.
People still freak out about pit bulls.
Dude, I never...
Get your dog away from me. What's it going to do? Kiss you? Oh, my God. I'm
the
sorry.
licks are they're poisonous licks.
By the way, I've trained my dog, but your little shitty chihuahua has just bitten me, and I can't... Can I sue you for that, you little son of a bitch? Fucking train your dog, bitch.
Yeah, dude. There's people on my block where I'm walking my dog, and they're just... I'm like, he's fine. Look at his face. He's more scared of you than you are of it. Yep. So, I'm with you, man. I can't have kids. I just don't. I don't see a purpose in this current state of society that we got.
My whole issue was always, I don't want to have kids when I'm not home for most of the year.
There's that too.
If I'm going to be a father, I'm going to be a father. Be there for my kid. So I can't tour and be a father. You know what I mean?
I'm not going to say her name in case, I don't want creepos, but, is your lady on board? Like, she's fine with no kids?
100% fine with that. She loves having dogs and freedom.
Okay.
She's a hard worker, works for Stone.
Yeah.
And she, loves working, loves living her life, and I support all of her decisions on that. I feel like you should be able to just be free and do what the hell you want to do, like, fuck yeah.
Yeah, dude.
And I kind of feel like we like the freedom to just pick up and do whatever the heck we want whenever we want. It's I don't know, I guess father and motherhood are for certain people.
Yeah, it's for people, and I don't want to offend anybody, but right. I mean, like, you have goals, you have things that you're trying to do musically, your lady as well. I feel like I have a bunch of friends that like, having kids is the meaning of life. And I'm like, that's the meaning of your life because you don't have anything else going on. You have a day job, you have, your career, whatever. You don't have any aspirations to do something bigger, like, or at least like, I don't know, creative or something. Like, if you've got stuff going on, there's really no time for kids.
I know,
and I don't like the whole, like, just get a nanny thing either. Like, you don't want your kid being raised by somebody else.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's why I have kids in the first place then. Like, if you're not going to be a father or a mother.
Right.
Why?
Yeah.
Well, it also, not to get weirder on you, but like to buck the American dream, I think is brave, because everyone expects you to get married and have kids and have a 9-to-5 job, and I always do like the whole, this is what it is to be an adult, like I've never done that.
Yeah.
I tried marriage once and I hated it. Didn't like it.
Yeah. Yeah, it depends.
Yeah.
I've been lucky. I will say that. It's not like I'm not one of those guys like marriage is the best thing. I got very lucky. I dated many women and a lot of failed relationships, and then I found the one, and it worked out. So,
Yeah,
and it has worked out so far. I'm not even confident in the fact that it's going to work out forever.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
You want to get even weirder on that? What is getting married? Why does that mean so much to so many people?
Oh yeah. It's
literally a contract saying you're never going to leave, even if you want to.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have that contract with my current girl. Well, I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah.
But
you don't need to put it on paper.
It's not on paper. It's just through word of mouth and like
real trust.
Like my mouth telling my soul telling her like, "Yo, we're good."
Yeah.
That's it.
That's real love, real trust.
Yeah. I don't feel like you need a piece of paper to.
That's the kind of shit like, I need you to sign this before we do, like, sign this waiver, basically.
Yeah,
it's basically a waiver.
No, that's the prenup.
Yeah, the prenup. Yeah, I got lucky. The only reason, really, we decided to pull the trigger on actually getting married was because we were going to save a bunch of money on our taxes and other, like, health benefits and stuff. So we were like, let's go.
I know. I probably would get sick health insurance.
We didn't
Looks
do-
like I'm getting married tomorrow. I need new health insurance.
Seriously.
I hate mine.
Yeah, we did it for those reasons, and we're not ashamed of it. Like, we didn't have a big wedding. We had the thing at the courthouse with my family.
That's another
Done.
thing. I fucking hate weddings.
I like going to weddings
Do you?
of
Why?
people because of the open bar. I like the open bar and just making a scene.
Just buy a bunch of. I guess it's not really open bar, is it?
No.
Like buy a freaking 24-pack and go home. You got an open bar.
Yeah, I know.
Drink to your heart's content.
I don't really like. I like going to weddings not for the all the traditional thing, like not for the love and the look at these two. No, it's like, hey, it's a party. We're all gonna get wasted. Everybody that's here is trying to get wasted. Like, let's just get wasted.
Yeah.
And to me, it's more about the party than anything.
Yeah.
It's kind of like funerals. No, I'm kidding.
When I do die from cirrhosis, I want my funeral to be like that.
Yeah, big old
open
party.
Bar, everybody party and like piss on my casket.
Oh,
Yeah. I'll get cremated, so piss on
I was
my
gonna say,
ashes.
open
make a little,
casket.
little piss shake.
Oh my
in
God.
my ashes. Mix the piss and ash.
Oh my God.
Good times.
All right. Well, I think that's a good place to end it. We're an hour in. Piss and ash. Piss on
Oh, I've had
Let's
a few.
go. Are you hungry?
Am I going to be embarrassed by this when I watch
you're
this?
not.
Probably.
No, you'll be fine.
I'm so sorry, everybody.
Are you hungry?
I had a sandwich before I came here, so I'm
Well,
good.
I'm hungry, so I'm going to go eat something.
Yeah.
Adam, thank you again for joining me for this. Thank you for the years of friendships that we had. I got lucky that I saw you in the crowd at Cigar City.
I know, right?
I saw you at the
for
bar
spring
line.
Training. Yep.
Just chilling, and I'm like, that's Adam D. Let me go say hi. And since then, I mean, dude, it's been, I don't know, how long has it been since we did the beer? It's been 6 years, 7 years?
Right.
Since we did the Killswitch beer?
Right.
I mean, that's pretty
So-
much when we met, more or less.
When did I first meet you? When I tried the Guyabera for the first time.
Oh, that was at, it was Hunapoo Day 2014, maybe 13? 13 or
Right.
14 around
Which
there?
is a wonderful stout. Do they still do the Hunapoo?
I don't know, man. Did you know that they're owned by Monster Energy Drink now?
I know. I'm sure there are people in that brewery that still have pride in what they do and make delicious beer, though.
Sure.
Yeah.
Same as with,
I know we get down on the
corporate
the
buyouts.
wonderful independent brewers that see the paycheck and you're like,
It's hard to
I'm
deny that
good.
paycheck,
I know,
dude.
you can't. I guess if somebody gave me the right number, I'd quit the band.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if there's enough money there, like,
Yeah,
fuck,
I get
take it. Get out of here.
I get it.
I've worked hard enough, but I'm very grateful that we got to meet and become friends and have hung out numerous times. And, I just appreciate you being such a part of this. So
Hell yeah, man. And glad I could be 300. That's,
number 300, everyone.
That's pretty awesome.
I would say
congratulations on 300, man.
Oh, dude, thank you. Thank you.
Should have brought a cake with 300 candles.
I'm honestly surprised I'm still going. As long as people keep watching, I'll keep doing it. You don't do much social media, but
I think the internet is poison, and the more time you spend on your phone, I'm telling you, you're gonna go crazy. Just don't do it, guys. Don't do it. Go for a hike. Take a hike. Spend time with your dogs and your loved ones. And if you got kids, they're as good as dogs. Yeah, right?
Yeah, they're much better than dogs.
Spend time with them.
Dogs are better than
Significant
kids,
others.
by the way.
Yeah,
I'll say it.
Just be with the people you love, and just spend some time doing the things you love instead of spending time looking at your phone.
Watching this
Yeah,
podcast.
watching this podcast.
Oh, fuck.
Pwned.
Yes. So, follow at Killswitch Engage if you want to hear more Killswitch stuff. Serpentine have a thing? A social media thing?
Probably, I don't know.
I'm sure Serpentine has a social media
Maybe
presence.
not.
Maybe
Who
not.
knows? Anybody want to run it?
Yeah, what's up? And then at Times of Grace has a thing. So follow Times of Grace,
Yeah.
Killswitch Engage, Serpentine. I'm excited for new Serpentine, man. That's really cool.
And thank you to all the fans, because obviously I don't have a job without you guys. So
Hell yeah.
I love y'all. Thanks for supporting all the stuff me and the other guys do.
And thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, all those things that the kids do to keep this show going. Much love.